and I'm close with Lord Jamal. So I said, hey, if you guys want to get on there and hop and do some back and forth type of shit, and they did it and they killed it. So it's a really it's a real dope posse cut. I want to bring a vintage posse cut, but kind of bring it a little new school. Had the DJs in there scratching in beats, and I think we did okay on that one. You know, I think most people are happy with it. You know, so.
The album is great. We're gonna get into each track, and you're gonna tell me the concept or idea behind it. But before we get into that, was there anything that didn't happen that you wanted to happen on this album?
There was a couple things. Me and Killer Mike hopped on the phone a few times, and Killer Mike said there was like 3 MCs he wanted to work with that he hadn't yet. It was like, I think it was definitely Sean Price. It was definitely me. And maybe Royce was the other one. No. AZ. It was AZ, me, and Sean Price. He's like, yo, you the 3 and Sean's gone. He's like, let's get something in. We got to get something in. So me and Killer Mike were talking about it. And then LP, I went to his house, and he was playing beats, and his fucking smoke started coming out of LP's equipment. And it was like, and we're like, what the fuck? Like right in the middle. He played me like the 3rd beat. And his fucking studio started exploding, and fire was coming out of his shit. And he was like, "Oh shit, oh shit!" And it was like right when one of the Run Your Jewels records was coming out. It was just bad timing. His shit got all fucked up. He had a record coming out in 2 days, and I said, "Oh, we'll get it done soon. You know, go handle your shit, fix your shit, get it. You know, whatever the fuck happened, because it exploded basically." So I said, "I'll come back sometime in the next few months." But I'm living in Germany. I'm touring, and he's touring, and he got so goddamn busy. We didn't get to knock out that joint, you know? So, yeah.
Let's get into the...
LP's beats of fire. Yeah, literally, fire. The shit made fire come out of the... He played his beat, and it was like... Sparks and fire came out of his shit.
That's a great story.
There's a couple ones. Oh, me and LL Cool J.
What?
Me and LL Cool J were going back and forth. I wanted to get Uncle L on there, and I sent them one beat early on in the making of the album. And he was like, yo, when we do a record, we got to make them bleed Alizé, man. You know, and so he wasn't in love with the beat. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to find the right beat, man. Let's figure this out. And I don't know, it didn't happen. But LL's, you know, he's one of the GOATs, man. So that'd be a dream to do something. And, you know, it's funny how I caught up with L was because, what's his name? Action Bronson had a song with LL.
Wow.
And it was like in 2013. It was years ago. And he was on with LL on Shade 4-5. They played. This was right when Action Bronson started like blowing up. And I was like, damn, I'm jealous of my man Action Johnson. Jackson got Jesus Christ. Action Bronson got a song with LL. And then Uncle L tweeted like, yo, R-Rated Rugged Man, I'm ready when you are. Like he tweeted that shit out. I'm like, oh shit, LL just tweeted, he ready for me. Let's go, you know. But that one didn't happen yet either. Yeah.
New album dropped last Friday. Let's get into it. The concept behind the introduction on your album.
2 days ago, the album dropped. Well, no, the introduction, I talked about it already because, you know, that's the one we're dropping the video for. It was just me trying to top the introduction from the last album. And it explains kind of what they're, you know, getting ready for. It's a breakdown of what the album they're going to hear is and what it is. And, you know, so this one I said, okay, you know what? I'm actually not good, you know, because throughout the album you hear different styles and flows and versatile styles. So I wanted to flip that into the intro. Like you might hear a little slow flow. You might hear a little bit of this. You might hear a little double time. You might hear a little politics. You might hear a little bit of porn. You know, you might hear a little bit of, you know, true emotional stuff, you know, some battle rap stuff, some, you know. So I just let them know on the intro what I'm about to smack them in the face with, you know.
Oh, and you say that video drops tonight at midnight, right?
Midnight, yeah.
Legendary Looser, produced by Psycho Les from the Beat Nuts. What's the concept behind that?
Well, that one I started off as where, you know, I started off like an old school self-deprecating. What? No, it's all right. You think, you know, I'm ugly. They don't need no lights to see me and shit. so back in the day, I did a lot of self-deprecation rap, you know, when I was 19, 18, 17, and then, you know, through my 20s. And then when I lost everything, I was doing it, you know. And Die Rugged Man Die was starting to, I'm at peace with myself now. How about that? You know, I started kind of trying to turn it around. But so the song is basically telling you where I came from, who I am, and, you know, I was a bum loser. And then, you know, in the middle of the song, when you think it's going to be, oh, we've been here before, there's like a steroided up version of a self-deprecating RA record. In the middle of it, you know, no, this is actually an uplifting song to the youth to tell you, look, if this scumbag loser, self-deprecating piece of shit can do it, you can do it too, man. You know, like that's the problem is cats think that rappers are superheroes or entertainers are above them. Like if you're seen on TV, you're above them. Nah, we ain't shit. None of us. Brad Pitt ain't shit. RA ain't shit. You know, Drake ain't. None of us is shit. We're just human beings like you. So if we could do it, well, name anybody, any of them. If any of them could do it, you could too. You know, there's nothing that separates us. You know, you just got to know that. If you think you're inferior and you think you can't be like us and you think we're above you, we will be. But when you know that you're just as great as us and you're just as human as us and could do whatever the fuck anybody could do that. But it is hard work though. That's the other thing though. Don't think like I could do it too, but I don't got to work for it. No, you got to work for it too, motherfuckers. You know?
Right. You got with Atmosphere for Golden Oldies. How did that come about, and why did you choose him for the track?
Well, years ago, I hit up Slug to be on a movie soundtrack, but I didn't know how to market the thing, and I didn't even put the soundtrack out. And I had all these legends doing songs for me, and then I didn't even put the thing out, and it's sitting there, and it's a great soundtrack. Kool G Rap, Smooth the Hustler, Atmosphere, Wu-Tang members. I mean, there's people I'm even forgetting, but that shit's just sitting in a shelf because I was like an idiotic businessman that didn't know how to do anything. So it's like I knew how to make music. Oh, yo, there's Uvex in the cut. What's up, Uvex? DJ Uvex. He did a lot of dope scratches on my records, especially the song Lessons. He said, I am the legendary. No, no, and then I hit up a Slug a couple years back. Well, not a couple years back, before while I was recording Legend Never Die. I said, yo, could you put me in touch with Brother Ali? I think I have this record that would fit Ali with one of my legends, you know, Master Ace. And we did the song Dangerous 3 together. So then I said, look, when we get the right song, we got to do something too, but we just need the right record. And I think Golden Oldies, you know, because you know how they talk about us and look at us and act like we're not, you know, on the same. I mean, look at this album. We got all the fans loving it. It's doing great all over the world, and the youngins at the media won't even try to cover us because that's the shit that, you know, it's not trending enough. It's not trendy enough. No, we're better than the motherfuckers you're promoting. We are the lyrical motherfuckers. We are the ones that make good records. But exactly. you guys are trend following, dick riding, you know, cock swallowers, you know.
Wondering How to Believe featuring David Miles.
Yeah, well, Classified is a producer in Halifax, Canada, and there was a girl who I used to be with years ago named Nova Rockefeller, and she used to talk about, oh, Classified, he's a legend. He's one of the goats of Canada. And I didn't know who the fuck Classified was. I knew Missy Me, you know, who I shout out on my album. You know, she was the first OG Canadian rapper. But she said Classified's a legend. And she started playing this shit. I was like, yo, that shit sound dope. So then somewhere down the line, I don't know, maybe we complimented each other online, or maybe we were at a show, we met. And I said, yo, like, you know, I heard your shit through this chick Nova. And he was like, oh, Nova, the girl from he knew who she was. And then, I don't know. He asked me to be on a remix to one of his songs, so I rapped on his song called Holy Shit. Just Classified and R-Rated Rugged Man, hoodie and a ball cap. That's what the song's called. So I did that, and then I said, yo, send me some beats. And he sent me the Wondering beat. And then I just started writing true stories to it, like shit that I seen in the world, you know? And people really like it. They really, a lot of people cried during that record, and a lot of people feel like they've been through what I talked about. So I've been getting a lot of messages on that about it's been Wondering has got an exceptional response. The only thing is we shot a video for it too, and the video hasn't gotten seen really. I thought the video was great, but you know, we dropped it like the week when Corona started fucking up everybody's lives, and I think it was too depressing for anybody to really find it that week, you know. So yeah.
Right. One of the album's standout cuts is Dragonfire's Room, featuring Ghostface, Master Killer, Cool G Rap, and how do you pronounce is that Extreme?
Yeah, Extreme. Yeah, he's a ridiculous, dope reggae artist, as you can hear in the song. You know, Spitfire like Dragon, who them a this. Yeah. But what happened was I was working on that track, and Shroom and the live band called Missing Channel had put that thing together. But you know, I always go a little extra, so I was looking like how to give it some different energy, how to give it something more to like just make because a lot of times, like I said, I'm a touring artist, so I want shit in the songs so when they come on, it make the fucking whole house party and fight and go crazy. So there was this young kid in the studio, and he's like, "Yo, he spits reggae." So I said, "Yo, get in the booth. Let me see what you got." I didn't even think I'd use it. You know, I figured he'd probably be whack. Let's see. And he went for Spitfire like that, and he fucking. I was like, "Yo, that's like that was like my favorite part of the whole record." I'm like, "Yo, I think you bodied all of us." Just I said, you know, because a lot of times I do that. If somebody say they got talent or this and that, I said, "Go in the booth," and a lot of times somebody will surprise you and give you one of the high moments of a song. So sometimes they won't. You just don't use the part. You go, okay, all right. You know, he tried, or she tried, or whatever. You know, somebody I sing. Okay, go in the booth. That was terrible. You know, keep trying, work hard. But nah. The kid Extreme, he was a beast. Yeah.
So one of my favorite cuts so far. You touched earlier on meeting Michael Minert, and so during that meeting, is that how All Systems Go came about?
Yep. That's how it happened. He started playing me beats, and you know, we started, you know, just getting ready to work. You know, I got to do the tag on your shit. Sorry. Oh, can I tag? Am I allowed to?
Absolutely.
Oh, it's not my thread, so I can't pin a fucking thing. When I do a chat, I pin a comment. All my heroes in dead in stores, whatever. But that's another thing. I can't even say the name of my own album. I'd be like, all my heroes is dead because my English is so terrible. But it's like all my heroes are dead. But I'd be like, yo, all my heroes is dead, and people are like, that's not even the name of your album. It's are dead. Like, all my heroes are dead. You know? Not is dead. You know.
Canceled skit, Psalm 1 and Angel Davenport.
Yeah, well, Psalm 1, I'm not sure if you're familiar with her, but she's an incredible artist that was signed to Rhyme Sayers back in the day. And I met her at Scribble Jam. She was battling dudes, and she ripped this one dude, and it was like a popular rapper. I don't know which battle rapper, but he was like a known battle rapper. So they gave it to him, and I thought she won the battle. So I went up to her, I said, yo, you won that battle. And we just been friends ever since. And then she became my tour DJ. She's a DJ, and so to have a tour DJ who could rhyme their ass off, like I'll be like, yo, who want to hear my DJ rhyme? And then she'll like kill everybody on the stage. Like someone is like a really super lyrical person. And Angel's her girlfriend, and Angel could spit crazy too. So yeah, those are my homegirls, you know.
Angelic Boy, produced by Kick Drums.
Yep. Kick Drums. Those guys, Kick Drums, my man Alex, he's a phenomenal, underrated, great producer. Great producer. Like if you're not familiar with him, Google him, and he's done a lot of great things in the early 2010s. But he moved away to Spain, so he was kind of like out of the cut. He was like, what happened to Kick Drums, you know? And then I was working on my album, finishing it, and there was some things that I was unhappy with. So I started reaching out to producers I knew, and I said, yo, you want to try, see if you could give a little life to this record? And that was the Golden Oldies one. I said, see if you give life to this, because I want Slug on my album, but I don't, this record's not, there's not enough life on it yet. The rhymes, the song, the chorus, everything works, but I need to fix it. I need to beef it up. And Kick Drums rescued the record. And then I was like, yo, I want you to work on the whole album now. So he started working on like 4, 5, 6 different songs on the album, you know? So yeah, he was like superhero, throw him a cape. He really did a lot of fixing on the album and really helped make it really tight, you know?
You've always had a working relationship with Afro. You got him on the track, Got to Be Dope. How did the DJ Jazzy Jeff thing happen?
Well, you know what's funny is when I was working on the intro to my album, I thought I would keep the verse short and have Jazzy Jeff. KRS One on the Boom Bap, Return of the Boom Bap album. He had like a little 5-minute intro with Premier doing scratches of his old songs and stuff. So I figured let's do a R.A. the Rugged Man little introduction. I'll do a little verse, and then Jazzy Jeff could do like some really, Jazzy Jeff type scratching. But then like when I started writing that song, I was like, nah, man, no scratching, just rhyme and get the fuck out. Just do this. So I didn't need scratching on that song. So then I was like, yo, but I already reached out to Jeff and he's down to be on your album. So like, I said, yo, you don't got a chorus for that Afro joint, and that shouldn't have a chorus. That's all flow. Like, get at Jeff for that shit. So so that's how that went. I hit up Jeff, and he was like, man, already it would be an honor. He's like, oh, and Afro, I'm a fan of Fro too, man. I would love to do this. So Jeff, fucking Jazzy Jeff, who is arguably the greatest scratching DJ of all time, like. He's definitely unquestionably top 5, and he's an arguable number 1. So he came in and obliterated that. So.
You also got a great underrated producer, Mr. Green, on here to produce Firstborn.
Oh well, that's also produced by the Joker. That's got 2 producers.
Joker.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. Yeah, Mr. Green. He my last album. He did Daddy's Halo, and he did quite a few on the last. He did 3 on the last album. So on this one, we started off. I was doing a lot more with Green, but as the record progressed, he kind of was growing into where he wanted to go. So I have 20-something tracks, and I think Green's on either 4 or 5 of them. Either produced or co-produced. So yeah. That
also features Nova, right?
No, Novel. Yeah, Novel. Which, if you're unfamiliar with Novel, you know what's crazy about Novel? There was a girl out in Europe, and I was hanging out with her, and she's playing some R&B. She brings me to her apartment. She's playing some soul music. I was like, yo, this dude is cool. Who is this? She played a mixtape from Novel. This was years ago. And I'm like, this dude is dope. So then, just through social media, I said, yo, that shit was crazy. And he's like, oh, word, thanks, big bro. I'm a fan of yours too. Okay, cool. So that was about it. And then through the years, we just kind of kept in touch loosely through social media. Like if I had something new out, he'd be like, yo, my man killed this and shit like that. So then when I was working on this album, I reached out. I said, look, man, like I got this one real personal record. What do you think? And if you're unfamiliar, the crazy part is me and Novel, when I was doing all my records at Raucous, he was like, yo, I was at Raucous at that time. And then I looked, and I was like, oh, word, Novel was a Raucous artist. He's Smokey Robinson's godson. He's Solomon Burke's grandson. His father is like one of the greatest Motown singer-songwriters ever. He wrote like Dancing in the Street and like all these huge Marvin Gaye records. That's his father. And his mother's like this, I think she was singing with Shaka Khan. Like, this is a musical motherfucker from a musical family. So Novel is no joke. Dope-ass singer, dope-ass songwriter. And he could rhyme, he could rap. So, yeah, it was an honor working with my brother. Novel. He's an awesome musician,
EKNY, Ed Koch, New York, featuring Inspector Deck and Timbo King.
Yeah. That song actually originally had another beat, and then it wasn't even made from this album. We were kind of like, yo, we should just drop this on some street shit right now. That's why we made it, because like in between albums, I'm like, let's just drop this street record right now. And then we did a remix, and Green came in with chopped up some samples, and then my boy Radim put on these fucking crazy horns. He played them live. That's not a sample. And then my boy Cap, who did the drums, he's the guy. I got a song called Stanley Kubrick on the Raucous album. And hardcore Raucous fans love it. It's like known from that era. So Cap is like a king of drums, man. His drums are just so mean. So Cap came through, and Cap was like he's a Puerto Rican kid, but he looks like a white boy. And his father's he's Italian Puerto Rican. So he was always the dopest white rapper in the neighborhood. When I was like 13, 14, he was rolling with Biz Markie and EPMD, and they, you know, he was like the White Kane, they used to call him. Like, damn, you know, and like Cap in his prime was a maniac. So, so you know, I've been knowing Cap when I was like 13, he was 15 or 14, he was 16, something like that. And he used to be like, yo, you got to flow like this, you got to rap like that. Like, he was one of my mentors. So it was